Try this tonight. The moment you close your eyes, notice what arrives first. Not the darkness, not the quiet, the thought, the specific one you didn't choose, the one that has been waiting. Your brain didn't produce that thought by accident. It was queued up hours ago. And the reason it chose the dark to deliver it is stranger than you think. Because here's what nobody tells you about nighttime thinking. It isn't a problem your brain is failing to solve. It's a system your brain is successfully running. The thoughts that come for you when the room goes quiet are not interruptions. They are the scheduled broadcast. Start with the default mode network, a cluster of brain regions that behave in a way nobody expected. During the day, when you're focused, working, moving through the world, this network goes quiet. It waits. But the moment your attention drops, the moment you stop giving your brain something to point itself at, it switches on like a generator the second the power goes out. And it doesn't idle, it runs. Researchers first noticed it in the late 1990s. They were scanning brains at rest between tasks, expecting lower activity, expecting the brain to take a break. What they found was the opposite. Specific regions lit up more intensely when people weren't doing anything than when they were actively working. The brain wasn't resting, it was switching jobs. What it switches to is you. The default mode network is where your brain constructs your sense of self, where it time travels, pulling up the past, rehearsing the future, where it runs quiet simulations of other people, what they think, what they feel, what they might do next. It is the part of you that carries every question the day never gave you time to finish. And it has been waiting for you to stop moving so it can finally work. This is why the thoughts arrive the moment the lights go off. Not because darkness causes anxiety, because darkness removes the one thing keeping this network suppressed: your attention. The second you stop pointing your focus outward, everything that was cued comes forward. The unresolved conversation, the decision you haven't made, the version of tomorrow that worries you. None of it was gone during the day, it was waiting. But there is a second layer, and it is older than neuroscience by several million years. Your brain does not treat silence as neutral. It treats silence as a signal. For most of human history, darkness meant predators moved freely, and you couldn't see them coming. So your brain evolved a rule. When the world goes quiet, raise threat sensitivity. When there is nothing to watch, watch harder for what might be coming. That rule is still running in you right now. The same system that once scanned for movement in the dark now scans your life for anything unresolved, anything uncertain, anything that could go wrong. The nighttime spiral isn't anxiety misfiring. It is a protection system working exactly as designed. Just aimed at a world of deadlines and relationships and money instead of fire and predators. This is why thoughts at night feel so urgent. Not because they are more important than your daytime thoughts, because your brain runs them through a threat filter that adds weight to everything it touches. The conversation felt minor at noon. At midnight, the same memory arrives, carrying the emotional charge of something that matters. Your brain didn't change the memory, it changed the lighting, and the neurological balance shifts too. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for keeping things in perspective, for telling you that you are not actually in danger, loses influence in the late hours. Its grip loosens. The emotional centers grow louder. You're not imagining that everything feels heavier at night. The brain has literally restructured its own hierarchy. The part that knows better gets quieter. The part that feels deeply gets louder. You cannot think your way out of this at midnight. Not because you aren't smart enough, because thinking is the mechanism, not the escape. Every attempt to reason with a nighttime spiral feeds the same system doing the spiraling. What actually works is giving the brain something specific and low stakes to point itself at, not solving the problem, redirecting. A slow breath counted out, a single sound, a familiar image held behind closed eyes, just enough to pull focus back outward, just enough for the system to gradually downshift. Your brain is not betraying you in the dark. It is doing something it was built to do. The thoughts that arrive uninvited are not evidence of something broken. They are evidence of a mind that never fully clocks out. The silence isn't what brings the thoughts, it's what finally gives them room. And underneath it all, the brain is doing what it has always done in the dark, keeping watch, making sure you make it to morning. It has kept every version of you that ever existed alive long enough to pass that watch on to you. So when the thought arrives tonight, the one you didn't choose, the one that was waiting, You don't have to fight it. You just have to know what it is. An old system, running an old job, in a world it was never quite built for, same as you.